Get ready to hit the live. Oh, maybe I need to come out of that view. Oh, that's a full screen. Where's my Facebook Live? Hold on, Joan.
Not a problem.
I need to go live. It's recording. Live on Facebook. There we go. Oh. I hit it one too many times, showing. Yeah. Go live. Well, look at here, look at here. Let's see what's going on, Joan.
Hey, Lyric.
I'm so super excited that you're here. Like, super excited.
I am too.
Let me just make sure that we are live like Memorex. Okay, I got to change some settings here. Make sure that it's public so that the world can see. And there it is, just like magic.
Did it go live? I'm on your page now. I'm looking for us.
We're there. I'm looking at it now.
Okay, which page is it on? The regular Lyric page or the Lyric Hawkins main page?
The regular page. It is there, Jones.
There we are.
Woo! I'm super excited. I'm a little hot. I feel a little, maybe I'm excited. You know, that excitement, adrenaline that just kind of runs. And I'm just like, oh, ta-da! I'm so excited for this debut series. And then I'm super duper excited because you are my first guest.
It's the kickoff.
The kickoff. I like that, Joan, the kickoff.
It's the kickoff. So before you even got on here, I think we should tell the people, I didn't know whether I was going to do my Coretta Scott or, but let me tell you, when you talk about kicking stuff off in life at times, now, if you just dialed back about 10 minutes ago, I was looking like Beloved. I was just like, wasn't no makeup on, wasn't no lips glistening, the hair, wasn't even a curl in the hair. It was just like, oh my goodness. And that's what it's all about being an entrepreneur. So I'm excited. And yeah, I had to clean up. I couldn't be beside the rock star looking like I just crawled out from underneath a rock. I was like, nah.
I just got out the bed, so I can't say.
I saw your video.
Much of anything, because today I decided I'd be a in my bedpreneur, and so therefore I kind of said, well, what if I do my kickoff with Joan from my bed? And I said,
let's clean that up.
That ain't right. Oh yeah, no, not like that. No, that ain't sound right.
No, it didn't.
I like you and all, but that's not what I meant. I like you and everything, Joan.
But as true entrepreneurs, what really people don't know is that oftentimes we're on the back end of the day. It's starting at 11 and we're working to 2 o'clock because that's the only time. So when most people are going to bed, we're really gearing up for the next day. So we are pajamapreneurs for real. So when you think about we're in our pajamas, we're in our sweats, it looks just like what we had on when we woke up, you know, and we just switched to another pair of pajamas. But at the end of the day, when you're working as an entrepreneur, you got to do what you have to do, including going from just like my little Wonder Woman twirl almost. So, but yeah.
Yeah. So I'm super excited because I made a decision, Joan, to interview 30 dynamic female entrepreneurs because people only see the outside. They only see when we got the lipstick on, the hair's like laying right. They only see that part of us, and that, hey, we're entrepreneurs, so everything must be gravy, and that it looks so easy. That it looks easy, and so there is more to this thing, and it's a lot different than our male counterparts. They don't have to go through the same thing that we go through. So I don't know if anybody really knows the real deal Holyfield. Like,
I don't know, because up underneath this desk, I got on sweatpants and I just feel like just putting my leg up, but I just don't think it's appropriate. But I got on sweatpants and what do you call these little bobby socks or whatever you call them, footies. Get them footies, right? Let's see.
I'm telling you because
I'm too old for this, but just trust me, right? I'm too old for this. But at the end of the day, we're just like news people. We got to do what we have to do because but you have to do what you have to do. You dress from here up, you get camera ready. So, Lyric, tell me where this 30-30 came from.
The 30-30 came from because I had this vision a while ago because I am a serial entrepreneur. So like I've never had a job outside of an internship I had at Radio 1. So
I had several.
I had to do that when I was.
I had several.
Well, how about that? But I am a serial entrepreneur and I'm a single parent on top of that. So, and I always didn't have it right. And I still have to figure some stuff out. And people see the fact that, oh, she's never had a job. She's a single mom and she's just handling it. But it hasn't always been easy. It hasn't been, and we don't show that part of it. And I said, you know what? It's a lot of people out here that's saying, hey, I quit my job to follow my passion. But they don't say that they had a husband at home and all the bills are paid, so they're able to do something of that magnitude. That's not the real, and therefore there's this false sense of hope that are given to some women that this is easy. And I said, that's some fraggle-nackable. So
I'm glad you cleaned that up for the listening audience.
Is the FCC listening?
Probably so. So, but the 30 for 30, I'm just, because when you and I were talking over the weekend, I mean, just the magnitude of reaching out to women and giving them a platform. And one of the things that I love about your platform is that actually you going into this, talk about your height. I know we're supposed to be talking, but I got a chance to see behind the scenes and you shutting everybody down on Saturday. And, Mother's Day for you was birthing this, So how did you get all of that done?
Because it was important to me. So everything did get put on the back burner. Mother's Day, all that good stuff. Because not only did I want to show what goes on in my life behind the scenes and made a commitment that every day at 6:30 p.m., I'm going to show you some of the shenanigans that go on in my world, but I knew I wasn't the only one. I know I'm not the only one with this story. So I said, what if I reach out to other female entrepreneurs? Because I'm sure they got stories that differ from mine, but the world doesn't see that part. They just think it's easy peasy, and I know that it's not. And when I talk to my colleagues, we're in the back talking to each other like, oh my God, nobody bought my product. Oh my God, my email sequence didn't kick off. So people just opt in and didn't get nothing. I mean, the stuff that we go through to put it together, and sometimes it be whack. Sometimes we got, a baby on a hip and we're trying to do a conference call at the same time. Sometimes we got, like I said earlier today, you got to cook for the hubby and the kids. You got somebody that got basketball practice. Then you got to be at the PTA meeting. Then you're in the car having a coaching call with your client while the child is at swim practice. I mean, then you got to cook, clean, put out products, services, sequence, eat up. But you still got to show up. You still got to hold everybody down. And people don't understand that crap ain't easy. So I thought if I invite other female entrepreneurs to share behind the scenes of what they do, y'all will understand what's really going on. And I think the transparency of it all will show people, one, it's not that easy, but two, if we collectively join together, join forces and help each other. And so when one person is going through something, we can say, girl, we've been through that too. Let me tell you what I did so that you could take the shortcut and move on out of that mess. So
yeah, but you don't stay there.
No, you can't.
Right, you don't stay there.
I am, Joan. 60 seconds for the pity party. You got to come up out of that thing. And so I created Life and Times of a Female Entrepreneur. So I have a whole Facebook group catered to that. So I want you guys to go join. It's called The Life and Times of a Female Entrepreneur. If you actually put in at Life and Times 360, it'll pop up in Facebook. But I want it to be a community where we can go get help, where we can inspire each other and say, girl, let me tell you what to do. You know, because we need that. And especially not only those that are female entrepreneurs, Joan, but those that want to be entrepreneurs. They need to know where to start. And
well, you know,
community.
Go ahead, Lyric. But you know, one of the things that I realized is that entrepreneurship is nothing different than that new boo. You know, someone that caught your eye. You know, he looking at you, you looking at him, and then you're like, I'm about to give him my numbers. Not he gonna ask for my number, but I'm about to give him my numbers.
You got to book him.
And you know, I think that one of my best experiences when I was, and I mean, it was many, many years ago, but the guy says, well, can you write down my number? And I think it's just like your product and your service, how you position it. I said, if you want my number, you'll remember it, right? And so the thing that I realized from that is that you've got to be rememberable. You know, oftentimes people say, you know, what's your business model? Who is it after? Who do you do this? And don't nobody understand that. Or go make a banger report, or go create products, or go do this. People are just trying to figure out, so do the free gift come first, or do I set up my list, or you know,
I gotta have a list.
Right, but the first thing that you do in any relationship, you get to know the person, and you know what he like, he know what you like, and you start exchanging information. But people forget, and they start thinking that business is so difficult. But if they would treat their business the way that they want to have a good relationship, and a lot of you in some bad relationships with yourself, so that might show up in your business. I'm just saying. Are you saying it too? I'm saying it too.
I'm just saying it too. But that's why they need to connect.
Yeah. I felt a little Kevin Hart coming on just now. Like, did you hear what I said? Right? So, but what it is that it's about relationship. And the relationship that you and I have is different than the relationship that I have with L Boogie, what I call LaShonda. You know, it's a different relationship. But at the end of the day, it's a collaborative relationship where what I need from LaShonda, I may not need that from you, but each little piece helps to shape my entrepreneurial journey of success. You don't get hooked up with somebody that's going to bring you down, but you get hooked up with somebody, and I'm telling you, it's like a relationship, that where you can see that in your future. You know, I was talking to a young man the other day, and he was like, yeah, you know, she's trying to do this. Huh?
He was trying to get his number?
No. He was talking about his relationship with his girlfriend. And I was like, well, what's the problem? He's like, well, you know, she's waiting on me to do this and waiting on me to do that and waiting on me to do this. And it's just like business. People are waiting on you to do all these things. That's not your customer.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I told him. That's not your customer, right? Why don't you go get a customer that wants the product that they see on the shelf that's going to help to improve their situation, that solves their problem. You don't solve her problem, you solve a different problem. So that's how, but to me, that's how I view business, is that it's relationship. I don't want everybody's money in my business.
It is. But let's talk about, Joan, some of the things that go on behind the scenes, because people know you as the content queen, the corner woman, the person that could just out the doggone blue pull something out. You be like, oh yeah, that's what I meant. When we don't even know what we really mean. It's all jumbled in our head, rolling around like marbles. So on the outside, people say, oh my God, Joan is the bomb. She knows everything. She is the champ, right? Like the champ is back. But I know there's sometimes behind the scenes that you're like, Lord, Father Jesus, Son of Mary.
Well, you know what it is though, Lyric, is that I think what you said early on is that people approach business that is too hard or it's too difficult, and I don't know what to say. But you do know what to say.
Mm-hmm.
And if you would start thinking about your authentic self, because a lot of people showing up as their coach.
Yeah.
You showing up as your coach because your coach is teaching you how to show up as them instead of your coach teaching you to show up as yourself. And that's where I'm finding that most of the problem is. And so when people are coming to me and they're trying to get their language patterns down, they're trying to articulate their products, their services, is because I'm like, they don't have to tell me who they coach with because it sounds just like their coach's product. So I'm just like, is that you or is that them? You're affiliate of theirs? No, it's mine. No, you're selling their stuff, right? So
Right.
Sometimes you've got to be able to understand that it comes with a dialogue. And that's what I talk about. The relationship that you have with a person is text and email and good copy replaces the verbal conversation only.
Yeah.
But it's still a conversation. And that's where people are having the most difficulty, is that they're saying stuff, but ain't nobody listening to that nonsense. Nobody listening to that mess. You're not getting no engagement. Nobody listening to that.
Right. But tell us something, because I know when I was, I can't even say when I was starting off as an entrepreneur. It's been a long time that it just hasn't always been right. And I couldn't figure out how to get it together. I remember when I was in the real estate industry that, I didn't have a babysitter. I had to bring little mama with me. And I was like, well, how the hell do I do this? So I remember the time that I was, getting a new vehicle. And I said, oh, I'm going to get the one with the DVD in the back. And we're going to get a whole bunch of Barney tapes and stuff like that. And I remember saying, shh, sit right here. Mama gonna go in and look at this house real quick. I'll be right back. They could have called the po-po on me. But it's just one of the things I had to do because I just didn't have the help. I didn't have the support, but I had to eat and I had to feed baby girl. And so I know some of the things that people saw was, hey, she closing deals, she doing this, she's doing.
Well, Lyric, I think that sometimes people, they come on the broadcast and like, well, I really don't want to hear about the business. I want to hear about the personal stuff.
Yeah.
The personal stuff shows up in your business. I mean, you don't change your baby, sooner or later it's going to start to stink and somebody's going to bring it to your attention. Oh, is that your business? Is that you? Right? Because at the end of the day, you've got to figure out what it's going to take for you to actually win this thing. So one of the things that, people come to me, they're like, well, Joan, I just don't have enough time.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so what you doing? Right? Because I worked full time. I went to school full time. I went to school before I went to work, worked a full-time job, took another class at lunchtime, took one on the way home, and still picked the kids up by 6 o'clock. So you can't tell me that you can't run your business based on what is most important to you. So when people come to me and like, girl, I ain't got time, I don't have, you know,
Yeah.
let's figure out where you're wasting time. I am a Candy Crush addict.
Oh,
I mean, yes, because I have to do something to quiet my mind because I'm always writing for people. People are always, I'm always hearing dialogue.
yeah.
So sometimes you got to figure out, how do you shut it off? What do you do to balance business and yourself? Because oftentimes your personal life is running over here,
Yeah.
and then you've got your business running over here, but you don't have time for yourself. And so mine is Candy Crush. I'm telling you, that's just like my secret. That's my secret. My sons know it. Just like, my granddaughter's
that
like,
about you, Joan.
yeah, my granddaughter, she's like, let me play on your phone, not on my Candy Crush. You're going to mess up my lives.
Don't send me one of those game requests. Isn't that Candy Crush one of them ones?
But you know what? I would never send it to you. I send it to my soda friends. You're not my Candy Crush soda friend. But that's for me. What people need to be able to balance, whether some people like massages, some people like whatever it is. Mm-hmm. But in order for you to have the balance, in the life and times of a real entrepreneur, and I like what my girl Cheryl Wood, it is not glamorous. I mean, it is not all glamour. Mm-hmm. There is some hard stuff. I mean, it's some hard stuff to be in business, but it's even more when you think about what is it going to take that's within you. A lot of people say, why do you have the boxing gloves?
Right.
Because we're all in a fight. It's just not playing out in the ring. Period. It's from here, and here is where the fight takes place.
You're right. And because we have a few people on here that hit me in my inbox and said, I'm not a female entrepreneur. I want to be. And mm-hmm. I don't even know where to start because I do work a job. I do have a family, a husband, and they expect all these things out of me. And you know what? You're going to have to find that quiet space when the kids go down. Unfortunately, it's almost how bad do you want it? I don't know if it's easy. It wasn't easy for me. Maybe it was easy for somebody else, but it's the sacrifice and the things that we have to do. So I know you're probably like, because I know you're amazing.
It depends. Because even when I was working a full-time job, I was still pursuing a master's degree. And in between that was my first introduction to network marketing. So I ran into network marketing with my hair on fire. Like, I'm gonna get on the stage. I'm gonna walk the stage. I'm gonna make all this money. I was, and then people stopped answering my phone calls. If she called me one more time, tell me she want me to look at something.
Come to the meeting.
Come to the meeting, right? And I love network marketing. I still have another stream of income. But at the end of the day, you've got to figure out what works for you. Because see, I already had this. The Corner Woman was my business. It was what I did. And then when I got a taste of network marketing, I went running over there. I was like, oh my God, I just love network marketing, right?
Yeah.
But it was really the social aspect that I love. I love talking to people. Wow. I love engaging with people. But I didn't stay in phase one because this was calling to me. And this is what I do best. Mm-hmm. So when I was over here, I was constantly training my team members, making sure they don't leave no money on the table. But I was leaving money on the table because what I am is a trainer.
Right.
I love to train. So you have to kind of figure out, how do you balance the social aspects of you don't have no time for yourself and you want to do business and you got a 9 to 5, because them side hustles kind of cancel out the fun.
Yeah.
So most people are like, well, yeah, I don't want to do that because, when am I going to have fun? So, Lyric, how do you incorporate fun into what you do other than the little clip you did today in the bed?
Look, fun. Somebody asked me that. Everybody knows that I'm looking for a boo. So I've been, interviewing, and they always say, "So, what do you do for fun?" And I said, "Fun? What's that? Do you go to the movies? Do you go?" I said, "Nah, I work a lot." And I was like, "Fun? What do I do for fun?" But because I enjoy what I do, it doesn't seem like work. But one thing that I noticed, Joan, because Sherwood was the same way. She was selling the T-shirts, and she realized it was something else that she wanted to do. Like you were saying about the network marketing, you like the networking part of it, and sometimes it ain't always the first idea that we had.
Right.
And so there were times where I did things because one, it probably made some money, and I was like, "Oh, great, this is good," but I like it, And so now I try to incorporate what I finally, in my entrepreneur space, said I'm going to go on vacation once a quarter. Like,
so how do you? And I like that.
I got to put it in.
Yeah. So you put it in, but how do you balance people that say, oh, so you don't want to invest in yourself, but I see you on the beaches of the world, you spending money over here. How do you balance that negative stigma where not the people, people like, well, I don't care what people think. Well, you do care what people think, right?
In business.
So it's in business and in life, you do. At some point, you do care. But how do you balance feeling that you're neglecting something by really just taking time for you?
That's a little rough for me. I'm gonna be honest with you, because I never took time for myself. Never. Lately, I've been going out of town, but it's for trainings. It's not. I don't leave my laptop at home because I think I would die without it. And I just don't. So I have planned the trip and I'm debating, do I take my laptop with me? I have to find that balance because I just didn't have it, and it didn't register to me because I enjoy doing this. So it's fun. Like, oh, I'm going to kick it with Joan today. But that's not the happy medium. So I don't know what to tell other people because I'm trying to figure that piece out myself because I work so hard on getting it right. I work so hard on being authentic and mastering my craft. Like that is like top priority here. But I do realize as I get older and in business, Joan, that I have to take care of the body. I have to say, ease up a minute.
Right.
So I'm going to incorporate that. So I did plan a trip for this quarter, but girl, I'm afraid to leave my laptop at home. I want to take it with me. So I don't know if I have that part right, to be honest with you. I just don't know.
Yeah. Well, one of the things that I realize is that, we're all connected to something. We're all connected to something. But I also realize that, in the day-to-day type of world, somebody was like, I'm looking like Coretta Scott King again. Wait a minute.
Oh, that's cute all to one side.
Right. I was looking like Coretta. This is my Tony Moore, because girl, Tony Moore got a beautiful profile picture. And every time I get my hair braided, I do my Tony Moore. I'm like, she got Tony Moore and Crystal Cunningham. They got the cutest hair. I was just like,
there's always
yeah. So this is my Tony Moore, aka Crystal Cunningham, because I just love their hair. And one of the things and let's talk about that. Let's talk about the hair thing for a second. So Sherwood, which is one of my really, really good friends in the industry, she was like, what corner woman? I don't even think Cheryl knows my real name is Joan Wilson. She said, what corner woman? you never look the same. You never look the same. Your hair is always different, always different. And I thought that at some point, that was a bad thing.
Mm-hmm.
But then I realized that the relationships that I've had, and I've had the experience of my late husband, he always used to tell me, boo, girl, I want you looking the same way every day. I don't want to be like, boo, girl, I like that. Or no, don't do that again, boo. Right? Because he said he was always anticipating the change.
Something new.
And he said, so even if it's your color or if it's something that you want to change, he said, people, you want to be able, even Tide, the packaging of Tide solution, the detergent, that's what it says, like once biannually, new and improved. Well, what did you improve? The last one you said was the best.
Right, exactly.
Right?
Exactly.
So they'll tweak the package. You've got to tweak your package.
They rebrand themselves.
Right, right. You've got to tweak your package so that they're like, it's something different, right? It doesn't have to be drastic, but sometimes you have to take drastic measures because whatever doesn't work for you just don't work. So that was one of the things that I learned, because as you can see in that picture, I have short hair. Underneath here, I got natural hair. But guess what? I don't feel like dealing with it. So what I do is like, I feel my best when my hair is braided. That's just me. I feel like I come alive. I feel like, I'm free. I can go, I can move, I can do those things. So as an entrepreneur, you've got to incorporate what makes you feel good.
Yes.
Right? And this is what makes me feel good. And I can, really be able to work in my business where years ago, I wouldn't have done braids because of the corporate environment that I worked in.
Got you.
So because it wasn't widely accepted. That was the thing.
So let me ask you this, Joan. Give us a scenario of when you thought, or if there was a point in your entrepreneurial space career that you were like, oh, shoot, maybe I should have kept my good government job. Like, it's
that was just yesterday.
Can't take it.
That was just yesterday. I mean, let's be for real. Because there's some people that's not comfortable being a brokepreneur. Let's just be clear.
Yeah.
So, because as you said, it's not easy, but nothing is easy, but you can keep at it and you can make it, remove the dis-ease of it.
Exactly.
That's where disease comes from. It's no longer easy. It's some retention is hitting up against something. So oftentimes that every 2-week paycheck is good.
Yeah.
It's real good. Mm-hmm. But what if you were to create it so that you had a bi-weekly paycheck? You need to know how much it's going to be, where it's going to come from. And then guess what? What if you lost your job or you can't get a job? You're going to have to be very creative on how you're going to survive in this world. Because at the end of the day, to be able to maintain my type of living, and just as a funny thing for everybody, every time I get ready to make a big purchase, Lyrics ends up calling me. It's just like the phone rings. I'm like, what do you want? And she's like, what are you doing? I know you get ready to do something, right? And that's when you have those accountability partners that just like, I ain't heard from her from 7.5 days. She up to something, right? Exactly. So you gotta have some check yourself partners. Somebody that's willing to check on you and can check you, like you wrote on your flyer. Who gonna check me, boo?
Check me, boo.
Who gonna check you, boo? So when I realized that I can have the same 6 figures in my own business doing less work, I don't have to do 40 hours a week, which really end up being 60 because I hadn't even counted the hour going there, the hour going to work, the pain. Your whole body takes a toll. Mm-hmm. However, I'm not against those people that there are some people that love their vocation. They're in the right type of job that serves them. But no one is ever you never heard somebody say, oh, I made a fortune off of that job. Never.
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 Because there's a ceiling, there's a cap to it. And in entrepreneur space, there is no cap. It's what you make it. And so it all kind of depends on you. That one, you don't give up. You can't give up. Because there's many times that I'll be like, waving the white flag. I'm looking around for something like, hey.
Yeah, the covers come up to here. And then, what's the thing that you said? I dare you to go back to bed. Yeah. I dare you to go to sleep on your dreams. Tell them that one, Lyric.
You're right. Because Saturday. I say that because sometimes we don't want to get out the bed like I felt like today. We don't want to go through it no more. We want to get the extra hour in. And, sometimes we got to be like, wait a minute. You're not where you want to be. How are you going to just shut down and you're not where you want to be in life? You going to go to sleep? People say, well, why are you up at 10 o'clock, at night just getting started? Why are you up? It's 3:30 in the morning. Go to bed, get some rest. I'm sorry, I ain't done yet. Oh, you went to sleep on your dreams? Oh. And so sometimes I call you and be like, Joan, I dare you to go to sleep on your dreams. I double dog dare you to lay back.
Well, let me just clear this up for y'all. Her entrepreneur light don't go out, but I turned mine off. And I played Candy Crush on those last couple of minutes.
My juices be flowing late at night. I don't know what it is.
But you know what though? It's because I had to get some systems in place.
Yes.
I had to put some systems in my business and I had to put some systems in my life. Mm-hmm. And then even, the thing about being an entrepreneur, when you're home, you have to treat you being home like you're on a job. Well, I don't know, because some people on a job is like, hold on. They at my door asked me, but my supervisor asked me a question. But when you're at home, you have to make sure that your environment dictates a business environment. But you also need to be flexible to say, oh, no, I'm going to hang out at the movies. I'm going to the matinee. I'm going to go out and have lunch with Lyric. But you have to have that delicate balance so that if you don't have systems in place, you'll come back and you'll experience boredom. And if nobody likes to go there, nobody wants to visit there, nobody buying a ticket there, ain't nobody staying, nobody. But we oftentimes will visit there periodically if we don't get it together. So that's one of the things that I had for me. This is just for me, because you said life is just real stuff, right?
Real.
I stopped staying up. I realized that if I put the press on me during the amount of time, those 4 good hours, and I ain't got but really about 4 good hours to give myself during the day. That's where I do my calls, or even when I'm driving places, that's when I return my phone calls, because then I don't have all the desk area and stuff like that. But I'm not necessarily calling my business calls back. Mm-hmm. I am calling my family, my friends.
Right, they get the car time.
because you don't have, when you get back to your office, back to your home, that's where you work. That's why a lot of people now, even though you're an entrepreneur, you really need to find space sometimes away from the home. Yeah. Because now it's all blended, right?
Right.
So like we got on dress clothes up here, sweatpants and sweat socks down to bottom, because it's all a blended area. I'm glad that you can't smell the aroma because the food is cooking in the kitchen. Right?
Oh, you cook?
Yeah, I cook, because I'm telling you. But let me get back to my point. So I turn my light out only because I realized that when I get 6 to 7 hours, I'm able to serve, because people are tapping into me, to my creative energy, to be able to help them to articulate. So if my brain has not had enough energy, I'm taking people's money and I'm not giving them what they paid for.
Right.
And that's what I stand behind. So I realized that I was being short. I wasn't really giving them. And I was like, and I would go back and look at the stuff. And I was like, who in the hazy wrote that?
Who wrote
And
that?
I realized it was me. And I was like, nah, you know what? I've rethought things. Let me go back and write that, right? Because you've got to give people what you would want for yourself. And if you don't want the best for yourself, then that's a different type of evaluation. I don't know if we're talking about that tonight or not.
We are, but you know what, Joan? People think because you work from home, you get your feet kicked up, you eating bonbons, you chilling and just making money. Like,
y'all see my face is spreading, so I've been eating some bonbons, right? I'm trying to lose some weight.
If you don't have a schedule, some type of boundaries at home, because there is no boss to say, hey, get this done by this due date. You don't leave until this time, until this project is done. And these are the deadlines. If you don't set those type of boundaries on yourself, because you know me, I like to freestyle. And I had to come to grips. Like, that's not working.
Yeah.
I'll freestyle in a minute. But that ain't working.
It doesn't work in so many different instances, and it works when you just like, oh yeah, I just ended up in the Bahamas just on a whim, right? That works, right? That works when it benefits everybody. That who watching the kids? I don't know. I'm down in the Bahamas.
That's how men do it. They don't have to watch the kids. Men don't have to watch the kids.
Well, you know what? I remember, men have to understand you don't watch your kids. You spend time with your kids. And the same thing for women, because let me just say that there are some great men out there that are yielding and allowing their women, because, about 48% of the workforce is women that are leaving corporate and now they're going into entrepreneurship. Men are taking on a lot of brunt of that to yield and allow their wives to be successful.
But do you think they like it?
Huh?
I don't know if they, because see, the difference with the male and female entrepreneurs is there may be some men that are letting their women go and be into this entrepreneur space. But when you have a female entrepreneur and you got a male entrepreneur, they are so different. They can go off and travel and go on tour, speaking engagements and stuff. We got to where's the babysitter? Make sure she got enough diapers for who's going to watch her? Oh God, I can't go as a PTA.
There's a key to that, lyric. You got to get up an hour before and leave him before he leave the house. If he wake up, the kid is like, Daddy, where's mommy? Oh, she's probably downstairs. No, we just heard her leave, right? Now, he got to get the diapers. He got to get the babysitter, right? Right. Start having I like Stan and Sharice because they got a real good balance in there. So they'll have a loving business, right? Okay, you go take the kids and I'll go pick them up. And that's really, really how it works. So I know that there's some inequality there, but you can balance it out. Look, my hand is still not straight. You can balance it out a little bit. Girl, I just want to talk about this hand. But you can balance it out when you come to grips with, you know what? Ask them for help.
Yeah.
A lot of times they're like, yeah, he see I'm struggling. He doesn't know, because that's the plight of an entrepreneur.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Because women's like, in order for you to get you've got to grind. No, you really don't have to grind. No, you really don't have to hustle. You've got to get a system in place, and you got to hook up with some friends that know how to get stuff done. But you got to learn how to get stuff done the right way. We're getting hooked up to the wrong things, the wrong people. That's just another episode. Towards the end.
Yeah, no, you're absolutely right. And I don't know nobody else, but I didn't have that other half. So, a single female that's an entrepreneur, she usually has the kid with her, in the home. the male entrepreneur who's a father, but the kid not really there, his decisions don't quite require as much effort and thought. It's just like, oh, yeah, I'm available that day. Great. And I have to say, oh, wait a minute, hold on. Let me check the calendar. Hey, you have basketball practice? Do you? I got to ask all these 99 questions before I can accept the speaking engagement, before I can come in and help my client.
Well, a couple years ago, I guess it's been about 5 or 6 years ago, we were, Sherwood has a book, The Glamorous Side of Entrepreneurship, right? Mm-hmm. So Lucinda Cross was in that book. Lucinda Cross her son had to be maybe 18 months. Lucinda caught a train from New York to Maryland. Uh-huh. Then from there, she caught a cab, rolled him in the stroller, and we passed Baby Z through the meeting so that she could talk about her part of the book and how entrepreneurship has helped her. Because at the end, and yes, she was married, but guess what? She had to do what she had to do so that she can show up. It's determining how bad do you want it. When I entered into entrepreneurship, my kids were, they're grown. They're not even in high school or college. They're grown because I was doing the corporate world. But as an entrepreneur, you then have to figure out all of those things. But I believe that, if you want it to work, you'll figure it out. Yeah. And because the worst thing you can have is have your business at home and it's in chaos.
Yeah, definitely. If you want it bad enough, because I kept pushing. So if you want it bad enough, and that's kind of why it's a little hard for me to take excuses when I hear people with excuses. Mm-hmm. It's a little hard. So therefore, I'm kind of like, really? That's your only, really? Because what? Oh, I done had it harder than that. So therefore, you can't really come to me with a whole bunch of excuses. But I just can't say it was easy either. But it depends, like you said, how bad do you want it?
Well, I want it real bad. So,
real bad.
I want it really, really bad. But I still go back to the key of you do have to grind it out. You do have to get it together. And I mean, it was so close to Sunday just being yesterday. Mm-hmm. And you really have to have some anchored down faith in this thing.
You do.
Ain't no watered down, diluted approach to entrepreneurship. If you'll be flapping one way, flapping the next way, but oftentimes you've got to figure out, is it people that's going to get you across the finish line, or are you anchored in something that's going to get you across the finish line? Because with your faith, with your with everything that you need to have, it's sometimes you're gonna be like, let me find something. Man, forget that faith. Right? I'm done, right? You will, as you say, you will throw in the towel, right?
Yeah, I'll be waiting the right play.
When I said forget that faith, right? But you've got to figure out, what is it going to take for you, even if you throw in the towel, to go back, get the towel, wipe the sweat off, reset your clock, right? It's your clock. Somebody didn't call to say, no, you down for 8. This is my clock.
Start it over.
Reset my clock, right?
Yeah, reset.
Start over. Start over and do what you need to do. So let me ask you a question. So
we want to know about your life. You interviewed me.
I know, but I want to ask you a question.
Scott King, we talking about you.
I know. I want to ask you a question.
What you want to ask me, Joni Bear?
So, how do you create the hype in your business? Because you know what? I'm just like, because people, I know we're talking about me.
Yes, because I talked about myself earlier today.
Right. So, but how should we create it? So, okay, let me just talk about how to create the hype, right? I don't know what to tell you. Lyric, what you doing? Mama? What are you talking to? Ain't nobody at Lyric's house.
I'm talking to myself.
Lyric talking to herself, right? So my thing is that, okay, so from the other side, the life and time. Let me just say that there's a term in marketing called positioning. And positioning is to ensure that there's no substitute. Nothing's worse than when I started out at network marketing and I had invited some people out and they never returned the call. But then when I get to the meeting, they're there with their guests of somebody else's. And so the gloves oftentimes can be subliminal, right? Because you're just like, oh my God, I don't know how to take this. I thought we were friends. So I realized early on that in marketing and positioning, you've got to make sure that you don't have a substitute. Like a side chick, you got to cancel that, right? So I'm just saying.
Yeah. No,
I'm just saying.
Really real.
Because Michelle Obama ain't had no nonsense up in the White House. None.
None at all.
She handled her business like none.
When you feel like you want to wave that white flag, because we're not the only ones that have pulled that flag out and said, I freaking quit. What do you tell that entrepreneur that they just waving the white flag for the first time? Because the first time you think, it's not going to work. I thought it was a great idea. See, we're probably like time number 1,000, so we just get over it. But everybody doesn't think like that. So that first time they waved that flag like this, I thought it was going to work. I thought what I had.
About 2:59 today, I had quit again. I'm serious. I was like, wait a minute, I had to actually put my meals into my schedule today because otherwise I wouldn't have eaten. I was just like, is that bad? And then the calls kept coming, the work started, because having consistent work is a good problem to have, but you can quit because it's hard, or you can quit because you're not prepared for the volume of business that you've attracted. So for me, for people that want to throw in the towel, throw it in.
What you gonna do, pick it up?
Because there's another sister that's waiting on you to get out of line so she can move up another step.
This is true.
So there you are now looking at her behind, literally.
No, you're right about that.
So throwing in the towel essentially is meaning that you don't want the place that you have currently and you're willing to give it up to somebody else.
Yeah. And
like we heard what was it, Friday? Give me my name back. Shay's dad, give me my name back. You want to quit? Give me my name back. You don't get to have it.
Oh yeah.
What are you quitting? Who are you quitting on? You're just quitting on yourself. You're putting on all the other people that are standing along the like a person's running, and you cheering them on, and they almost at the finish line. And then, like the guy that was on the bicycle the other day, he thought he had won. He was like, yay, threw up his arms, stop pedaling. Guess what? He had another lap to go, and he lost.
I didn't see that.
He lost. So don't give up so quick thinking that you at the finish line. You need to reassess. If I throw in the towel now, if I took one more lap around that problem, how much further will I be? I'm not willing to throw in the towel, but there are times where I really feel like, even with the success I have now, there are times I'm like, man, Monique from the Queens of Comedy, man, forget them kids. Man, forget their job. And she doesn't use forget that. But that's how I feel sometimes. Yeah. But I know that I've invested too much in me. It's too much at stake for me to quit.
Yeah. And if you don't believe in yourself, nobody else will. If you're not sure, why would somebody purchase from you? You looking a little shaky. I ain't gonna give her my money. She looking a little shaky. So you got to stand tall, stand in it, have some faith, know that, look, whatever you have, somebody out there wants it. because we never thought we'd be buying bottled water. I was like, who the hell gonna pay for bottled water? And who the heck gonna buy pet rock? So I'm convinced, I don't give a flying what you have, somebody needs it.
You know, let me talk about one of the boss ladies in network marketing. Hey, Tashina Anderson. Let me tell you what my favorite story about Tashina Anderson. When I was first in 5 Links, she told this story that she invited, Sheena, I hope this is the story, I'm giving it justice. So she invited all of her friends at lunchtime out to her car. And then she was like, I need to tell y'all something. And they got out there and she was like, they're like, girl, what's going on? You gonna buy something? You gonna buy something? Somebody gonna buy something today, right? And then even when she had the birthday pizza party for her kids, she's like, nah, this food ain't free. Y'all gonna buy something from me, right? And now she goes on to make millions and millions of dollars because her hustle became her why, right?
Make y'all buy something.
Huh?
She made y'all, she said, you gonna buy something? You gonna buy something?
Right. Because, and I remember she's like, I don't care if I got to crawl up the window, go in the window, flip in there. So, y'all don't want to answer the door? I'm gonna go through the window, right? But it's just that it was funny, but it's really how you need to approach your business. So look at her now going and taking Dave Ramsey's course of finances. So she started here. And now she's charted other courses. But guess what? Her kids grew up. They didn't see mommy go get a job. So it's really, what do you want your family and people from you? Tashina, did I do a good job with some of them stories? But
Tashina on 30 for 30. I need that story in real life action.
I know. So so you see the sisters that are doing it, the real entrepreneurs that have rocked out. Now, one of the things that I do like about what she said when she hit her, I think it was her anniversary, 9th or 10th, 11th year anniversary. But she was talking about the people that start with you are not going to be the people that end up with you.
Can you say that one more again?
The people that start with you are not necessarily going to be people that end up with you. Even though they give you their word, they tell you they're going to stick in there with you. Girl, I'm there. I'm going to stick with you. I'm not going to give up. I'm telling you, we down like the flats on the tire. I'm too old. I don't remember the story. Down like 3 flats in the
No, down like 4 flat tires. Just a little nappy-headed kid from the Briar.
Don't talk about my edges, right? Don't talk about my edges. But that's real.
Yeah.
So when you're on this entrepreneur journey, it ain't always going to be that the ones that's going to be down for you now, because their interests may change. And you've got to allow people to make a change. I remember a young man was like, well, yeah, they went here, they went there. And I was like, you don't own people, right? You have to allow people, because you don't know what it is in them that they've suppressed. And they've actually said, well, I'm going to settle here. You don't have to settle. You can have it all. And that's really one of the things that I feel that my money hasn't quite caught up to my vision yet.
Right.
Because where else I want my vision to go, my money is trailing not too far behind it though, right? Mm-hmm. So those are just some of the things that I've had as an entrepreneur. I don't have the success that some people have had, whether it's network marketing, whether it's entrepreneur, whether it's a brick and mortars, but I've had my success. This success that I have from, and we talked about a personal story. A lot of people didn't even know that I had suffered a severe brain injury. Like from here to here, this whole part of my skull has been fractured. And getting that, so some people may be dealing with an illness, some people may be dealing with breakup, but I took the fact that it impaired my speech and I said, so what else do I have?
Yeah.
Because I'm going to need my brain, right? They were like, no, you're not going to be able to think. And I was like, I'm going to need my brain. From there, I realized that my true gift was visual presentation. I had been doing graphics for years. Some people are not using their God-given talents to really propel them to what they really do best. They're trying to go fit in this little mold that's for them, but nobody told you have to do that. So people are like, well, how did you become the corner woman? Because I got back up.
Yeah.
Even though I was knocked out and it was a bad incident, but I realized I changed the story. I got knocked down, but I got back up. And I keep getting back up because the canvas doesn't taste nor feel good when you hit that canvas.
Yeah.
But if you've ever been in a boxing ring, it's got some spring to it. It's only the people that decide not to use the springboard to get back up. So for people that say, well, how did you do that? I couldn't even talk for about 6 months. It impaired my speech. Wow. So what you going to do when your business doesn't run right over here? You better have something else that you have in your back pocket, linked up with your friends. I don't care what it is, but you're going to have to figure out, how am I going to get across that finish line? The finish line may be just you finishing something. One of the things also, a lot of y'all don't finish nothing. Nothing.
Well, you have to commit to finishing before you could even start.
Yeah.
Pretty much. But look, Joan, we're
Are we done?
On our hour. I have one question I want to ask you. If content wasn't your thing, what do you see Joan Wilson doing?
Well, if you take content out of my world, nobody would be able to convert their leads. Nobody would be able to engage with people visually. They would have no email sequences. Most people, businesses would just fail, right? So why would I take content? But if I wasn't doing content,
yeah, what do you think you would be doing?
I would probably be.
And there were no boundaries. What do you think you would choose to do in life?
I would probably go back to writing stage plays for churches.
Oh,
I really would. Yeah. I wrote,
I didn't know that about you.
Yeah. And I would probably start playing piano again. So yeah, I have a lot of things that I don't share, but that's what I would likely do, is go back and start playing piano, go back and start recreating the backdrops, the scripts and everything, to help people to know that, no matter, just like business is the same thing with church. You start where you are and you create your own vision of where you want to be, but then there's help. I would still want to be that help, but that's my true passion, is to go back and to be a part of the ministry where people get it, where you can use visual presentations so that they get it. Kids don't understand 2x2. You got to show them 2x2, right?
Oh, so, wow, Joan, yeah. I didn't know that, and I feel like I know you.
No, I mean, it's just like a relationship. You got to say something for the honeymoon.
Woo, girl, we got to start courting.
Yeah. So that's really what I would do. I would, I'm studying for my doctor in theology, and that is what my goal is to get back into the ministry, to really help the churches create more visually appealing type of content, again, that help people to get it. We live in an amused environment, so some of the brick and mortar and the Brim and Firestone may not be working for some people because they want the props, they want the engagement. So, I had Pastor Battle, that he's the king of content, period.
Wow. So, screenplay though, Joan, I wouldn't have known that. That's just something like.
Yeah, dinner theaters, I've done them all. Scripts and everything. So I've been doing this as a kid, writing plays, drawing, painting, playing piano. It's just that it just evolves, and I get bored very easily, but I still take my creative genius along with me. Yeah.
Well, I'll be damned, Sam. Now that's how you ended on a good note.
Sam, Charlie, and Pearl.
She's going to be Tyler Perry in a dress. It's like, okay. But I didn't know Yeah, and play a piano.
Tyler Perry already in the dress.
I know.
Right? And he and she making some great money, right? But that's what I would do. But let me just say that I just wanted to thank you for allowing me to help to kick off what is going to be so explosive.
Phenomenon.
Right. So if I were you, I would call Tashina Anderson, right? I would, since she was looking, I would just say, Tashina, can you come tell the story that Joan jacked up? But because there's so many stories. She had boys, married. Now, I mean, life is just different. And mine is
connection, Joan, because I would love to. Because see, the thing is, I want other women to be able to share their story. Other women to be able to say, this is what happened. I put all them folks together and say, you gonna buy something, you gonna buy something, and you gonna buy something. Forget
eat my food and get it for free. Right.
But she did what she had to do. So that type of stuff, that's what we want to share here. So, Tashina, I know we're not good girlfriends.
So, Tashina, meet Lyric Hawkins. Lyric Hawkins, meet Tashina Anderson, right?
Yes, we need to make that happen because it's stories like that people don't know. They probably look at her right now and say, oh my gosh, she's so successful. She got in the market when it was new. You know how they do in network marketing. She got in when it first started. So if you didn't get in the beginning, you're not, all of that craziness. And I know that not to be true because I've seen it happen before with other people that come in network marketing later and blow up.
But you know what? Network marketing is just one stream of income for her. Yeah. And I think that's what people, they get stopped. And I'm going to stay within your time constraint, is that no one says that you have to, the Bible even says you need to have 7 streams of income. So who are we to only have one? Now I'll leave it right there. I'm gonna go ahead and fix my Coretta Scott.
I can't push that back.
girl, they'd be like, girl, she needs some edge control. So yeah.
But no, I really do appreciate the connection. See, things happen. I appreciate you kicking off the series and
what's next?
Hey. Wednesday we got coming up, but not only that, tomorrow is another episode of what goes on in the rock star's life. You guys, I'm telling you, it's 6:30 p.m. tomorrow, mañana Eastern time, that is. It's just another shenanigan, another thing that you'd be like, did she really do that?
Lyric, did you give him my free gift?
You really did. Joan, I forgot you came bearing gifts. Joan came bearing gifts. So look. I love when my guests bring gifts. Mind you guys, this is for you from Joan the Corner Woman. Content is key, like you said, Joan. Without it, their emails wouldn't work, right? But how do we get them to work the right way? So you have something for us, and it's like a roadmap, right? On how to get this thing done right. Because I've seen the roadmap, and I already know. I need to supersize mine and hang it up on the wall. But if you want Joan's free gift, Joan, do you want to explain to them what you have for them? And
well,
go get it.
So here's the thing. Lyric's going to tell you how to get the free gift. Mm-hmm. But when you get the free gift, I don't want you to sometimes you figure out how long is it going to take somebody to consume your product. That's very, very key in when you're trying to price your products as well. Price it based on how long it's going to take somebody to consume it. So you'll see that there are various platforms of how you can distribute and or syndicate your content. Only master one. Mm-hmm. Only master one. Then you add on another. Now, sure, you can use some of the different aggregators and also the different schedulers, but you need to know where your people live. You need to know who's engaging with you. So try one of them and then move on and then figure out what works best for you. So I've given you a roadmap of your content, how to be a true content champion. And if you have questions, make sure you go to @life. What's the name of your group, Lyric?
At
Life and
Life
Times.
and Times 360.
At Life and Times 360, and pick up the gift. And if you have questions, ask the question in her group. I'm going to be over there engaging in the group as well, because here's the thing: you don't need to come to my group. You saw me on her broadcast, right? Make sure that you go where I'm visiting. I'm visiting over here at her house.
You visit, Joan?
Yeah, I'm visiting, right? So let's make sure, because that's how you collaborate.
Exactly.
There's nothing to share. There's no list building for me. I'm giving because she allowed me to share her stage, even though it's virtual.
Exactly. So let me tell you guys this: to get Joan's free gift, which has all the goodies on it. Y'all know she ain't just give you no little piece of nothing. All you have to do is go to lifeandtimes360.com to get the gift. That's www.lifeandtimes360.com to get the gift. But I want you to go over to Life and Times of an Entrepreneur, our Facebook page, and join the conversation. We're going to continue it there. This is where we're going to play at. This is the playground where we're going to help build this community of female entrepreneurs so that we can all let our hair down, kick off a stiletto, and just be who we are, and help those females that want to be entrepreneurs too. How do they get started? What pieces do they need? How do I set up a sequence? There's always somebody in there with the answer. And it's just going to support each other, because that's what we have to do. I wish there was a group like that when I started, so I could take the shortcut, because it was a little rough for me. And it's not only for me, it's for other female entrepreneurs. And you're going to hear from them the next 30 days. This is what we're going to do. Okay. So I'm super, super excited. Go over to www.lifeandtimes360.com.
I love that URL. Is there an S in Times?
Yes. Life and Times. Yes. TIMES 360.com and get your free gift. Now on Facebook, you can go to @Life and Times 360 and join our Facebook group, the Life and Times of a Female Entrepreneur. And Joni Bear, I'm the only one that can call her Joni Bear. Okay. Don't y'all try that at home. Don't y'all try that at home. So,
No.
super excited. I'm so glad that you came to kick it off with me on the 30 Women, 30 Days, Life and Times of a Female Entrepreneur, and share what Joan does. And then that little tidbit you gave us at the end that nobody really knew, that if you weren't doing content, what would that look like? And that's still being in that creative space. And I can see that really happen. So I appreciate it. I appreciate everybody who is on board, who's watching. Joan, give them all of how they can contact you, your social media handles and all that good stuff. I mean, for the people who are, everybody knows though, right?
So you can reach me on my personal profile, Joan Thompson Wilson, right on Facebook. People always say, well, what's your Facebook business page? When you go to Joan Thompson Wilson, right underneath there, it says owner, Joan Wilson, right? So I'm on Joan Wilson as my Facebook page. I'm on Joan Thompson Wilson as my profile. So those are the best ways to reach me. A lot of people know me as the Business Corner Woman. So you can go to cornerwoman.com. But everything is linked and available for you to contact me over at the Life and Times 360 page. That's where I'm going to go over and put my information. All right? Because it's all about you, Lyric. It's, about you.
But it's about my guests, and because we have to stay connected. We have to support each other. Because we already get a bad name just being women in business, and this is not the place for it. So I want them to be able to connect with you, because you are the queen of content, baby. You are the champ. You know how they say, the champ is back. The champ is back.
It's the champ is here. I really wish you would stop jacking that song up.
Oh, it's not the champ is back?
No, it's the champ is here.
Oh, I always say the champ is back.
I know, and we go in the corner and laugh at you behind your back, but it's the champ.
The champ is back. That's not it.
No, it's the champ is
here.
Yeah.
I've been saying
anyway, y'all, peace and hair grease.
It's love, peace, and hair grease. Thank you guys for joining us. I appreciate it. Bye. Thanks, Joan.
You're welcome. Bye, Lyric.